In the early light of a crisp spring morning, as the sun's golden rays painted the world with a warm, welcoming glow, I stood at the precipice of an adventure that would change my life forever. My name is Daniel, and I was just a young man with dreams that reached beyond the endless horizon. It was the year 1804, in the bustling city of St. Louis, that I found myself joining a daring expedition led by two extraordinary captains, Meriwether Lewis and William Clark. Before I embarked on the Lewis and Clark expedition, my life was quite ordinary. I was born in a small village on the outskirts of Philadelphia, and I grew up helping my family tend to our modest farm. My father was a hardworking man who instilled in me a strong work ethic and deep love for the land. My mother was kind and nurturing and taught me the value of compassion and perseverance. As I reached my late teens, I became increasingly curious about the world beyond our small village. I would often spend hours reading the few books we had about the wonders of nature and the adventures of explorers. The stories of Lewis and Clark, who had set out on their grand expedition, captivated my imagination, and I longed for something more than the routine life of a farmer. My desire for adventure, with my growing fascination with the uncharted western lands, eventually led me to seek a place on their expedition, and little did I know that this decision would forever alter the course of my life. We were on a mission assigned by President Thomas Jefferson himself to explore the newly acquired Louisiana Territory. We were to venture westward through uncharted lands and to reach the mighty Pacific Ocean. Our journey began in May of 1804, as we departed from the shores of the Mississippi River in St. Louis. Our spirits were high, but we knew that the path ahead was filled with challenges and uncertainties. Little did I know that the guiding star of our expedition would be a remarkable young woman, Sacajawea. The first time I met Sacajawea was when we reached the village of the Mandan people, not far from the present-day Bismarck, North Dakota. Sacajawea was a member of the Shoshone tribe, and she had been taken captive by the Hidatsa people at a young age. Now she lived with the Mandan tribe, and her knowledge of the vast lands and her proficiency in navigating the rivers would become invaluable to our expedition. It was during our time in the Mandan village that I had my first interaction with Sacajawea. She had heard of our mission and was curious about these strange, pale-skinned visitors who'd come from the east. As I walked through the village, I saw her sitting by a fire, weaving a beautiful basket. I approached her and introduced myself. She smiled warmly and welcomed me. I could see the kindness and wisdom in her eyes, which were as deep as the endless sky. As I shared our purpose and challenges we were facing, she listened attentively. Her face lit up. "I know these lands well. I can help you navigate the rivers and find the best paths through the wilderness. But in return, I would like to learn about your people and share my knowledge with you." I eagerly agreed to her proposition, and that's when our remarkable partnership began. She taught us how to read the stars at night and predict the weather, skills she'd acquired from the Shoshone tribe. With her guidance, we were able to avoid treacherous rapids, locate freshwater springs, and find the most fertile hunting grounds. One of the most memorable moments of the journey occurred when we reached the Great Falls of the Missouri River. It was a breathtaking sight, with its powerful cascades and towering cliffs. However, it was also an obstacle that threatened to stop our progress. We had to figure out how to navigate around this natural wonder. It was Sacajawea who suggested a solution. She recalled a nearby Shoshone village and believed we could acquire horses from them, which would make the journey through the rugged terrain much easier. Lewis and Clark agreed to her plan, and Sacajawea served as our interpreter when we reached the Shoshone tribe. The reunion with her people was emotional. Sacajawea was welcomed with open arms, and she was able to secure horses and supplies for our journey. I watched in awe as she spoke to her tribe in her native language, bridging the gap between our worlds. Her determination and ability to unite people was inspiring. With the horses and supplies in tow, we continued our journey through the Rocky Mountains. The terrain was rough, and the weather could be unforgiving, but Sacajawea was always there to offer guidance and support. She wasn't just our guide, she became our friend and a vital part of our expedition family. As we descended the western slope of the Rockies and reached the Snake River, we faced another challenge. The river was wild and unpredictable, and it seemed impossible to navigate. Sacajawea, however, had a plan. She taught us to construct sturdy canoes from the surrounding trees, and with her guidance, we managed to safely traverse the turbulent waters. The sight of the Pacific Ocean, when we finally reached it, was a moment of triumph and joy. We'd traveled over 3,700 miles through unknown lands, faced countless challenges, and had overcome them all. Sacajawea had been our guiding star, leading us with her wisdom and resilience. Our journey back east was equally difficult, but Sacagawea's presence continued to inspire us. She shared stories of her people and their deep connection to the land, reminding us of the importance of respecting the wilderness. Her respect for nature and her teachings left a lasting impression on our expedition. When we finally returned to St. Louis in September 1806, we were hailed as heroes, and President Jefferson welcomed us with open arms. Our journey had expanded the knowledge of the western lands, and our journals were filled with detailed descriptions of the geography, flora, and fauna. Sacajawea, with her unwavering support, had played a significant role in our success. As I look back on those times, I'm filled with gratitude for Sacagawea's guidance and determination. Her contributions to our expedition were immeasurable, and her spirit of cooperation and respect for different cultures showed us the power of teamwork. In the years that followed, I often found myself thinking about Sacajawea and our incredible journey. I realized that our expedition was not just about discovery. It was about the human spirit, the power of determination, and the strength of unity. Sacajawea had exemplified all these qualities and had shown us that even in the face of great challenges, we could overcome them through cooperation and understanding. The Lewis and Clark expedition remains a testament to the enduring spirit of adventure and exploration. It was not just a journey into the unknown, it was a journey into our own hearts, where we discovered the importance of respect, cooperation, and determination. Sacajawea had been our guiding star, our beacon of hope, and our true friend. Her legacy lives on in the stories of our expedition, inspiring generations to come. So to all the young explorers out there, remember the story of Sacajawea and the Lewis and Clark expedition. Be open to new experiences, learn from others, and never underestimate the power of teamwork. As you venture into the great unknown, may you find your own guiding star, and may it lead you to incredible adventures and discoveries, just as Sacajawea did for us on that historic journey.